Holly Cousins here, Third Phase of Moon, and we have what I'd have to say is incredible, shocking video of a flying saucer captured by Jack over his ranch. About a month ago, I sent him video equipment. He's been having these close encounters. I said, I gotta get him some new equipment, some HD equipment. That's what everybody wanted. And he captured something, in my opinion, is gonna go down in the record books for being the clearest flying saucer footage you've ever seen. If this is real, this is gonna go down in history. So we're gonna be inviting Jack. Jack is standing by. I hope we got a clear connection. But before we get to Jack, I just gotta say, we've looked over this video very closely, and what amazes me is that it is in your face, clear. I see no deception of any kind. I can't make out anything that proves that this could be a hoax, except that what we're looking at possibly could be the real deal. I see a lot of perspective going on here, so this thing's big, whatever it is. And now we got Jack. Jack, you there?
Yes, I am here.
Wow.
Thank you for having me on the show once again.
Wow, this is amazing. So this is what collaboration's all about. Everybody's been watching your videos that you've been submitting right here at Third Phase of Moon over your ranch UFO activity. And now you got this equipment and you captured something stunning. Tell us about how this went down.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate the camera that you sent. It took me a couple of days to figure this thing out, but the things that I'm catching now with this are so much clearer, and this camera is amazing. I really appreciate that you folks got that for me, and I assure you I will continue to put it to daily use. We don't often see everything. We don't see things every day, but I do take it with me, and I try to keep the batteries charged, because there have been times where I have seen things and not been able to capture them. But this most recent event is mind-boggling.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to explain it. It is the largest flying monstrosity that I have ever seen, whether military or sometimes I myself have begun to question whether these things are terrestrial altogether. But this is a very, very large ship. It was hundreds of feet wide, and it didn't make any sound. It floated across the sky kind of like a blimp. I thought maybe, when at first glance, I thought it might be a blimp, because the way that it moved, it moved so slowly, and it didn't make any sound. Now, there is a military installation close by, and for that reason, I have suspected that some of these things may have been military in nature, but I have never seen a disc-shaped object that large in the sky before. And so it really defied all laws of gravity. I don't know what kind of energy source would maintain such a large object in the sky.
You know what's amazing about what I like about your capture right here, Jack, is that you managed to get some perspective. You see the ship in the beginning of your capture, it's hovering, and you capture it with the perspective with the ship behind a reference point, power lines, and then this classic flying saucer just basically hovers there for approximately, how long would you say, about 45 seconds to about a minute, and then it goes back down and hovers behind the power lines again. So did you have it in mind when you captured this that you wanted to get perspective, or were you just give me some circumstance exactly on how you captured
Well,
this. I
I
want to hear
wasn't
this.
thinking about the power lines at the time, but when I did look at the footage later, I realized as I was trying to estimate the size of the ship, it did help me, in my mind, clarify the general size of the ship, which was enormous. I would say several hundred feet, at least 200 to 300 feet. I would say well over 200 feet in diameter.
Yes.
And so, but no, I was just focused on the ship at the time when I was recording it. I wasn't really thinking of anything besides, I was just in awe and trying to make sure that I captured that footage.
So
that was the only concern on my mind at the time.
So Jack, when this craft approached you, what were you doing at the point to realize that there was something going on above your farm there, and you started to begin to roll with this incredible video?
Well, I was out there and I was just about to wrap things up. I had just come from the barn and I made another run out to one of the paddocks out there, maybe one of the furthest paddocks. I would say it's about 1.5 miles out away from the barn. And I wanted to check and make sure that I had closed the fences. I was out there feeding and moving some stock earlier, and so I was just about done with my day, getting ready to go home. And I figured I'd make one more run back out there and check on those gates. And so while I was on my way out there to check the gates, that's when the ship appeared. And so I had the camera right there. And I stopped the truck and I jumped out and I started to record. And that's the extent of the footage that you see for about a minute or so while the ship was in view.
You only sent me the raw footage so far.
That's correct.
Is there a second part to this? What happens after?
Well, I'm sorry to say that I don't. I had intended to continue recording for at least a couple of minutes after the event had disappeared.
You know, there is a learning curve when it comes to dealing with new technology, HD video, and you captured this in HD, and that's what I like about this video. It's so incredibly clear. You get a really amazing shot, even though the light is low. The new technology now gives out this, you can capture at night pretty well, and I'm so glad you got this footage. It sounds like your health is getting better, Jack. You're doing all this work. Man, you sound revived.
Well, I'm feeling a lot better than I was feeling a couple of months ago. That is for sure. And I'm setting it back out there on the farm every day. And so I'm keeping busy, and I'm happy to be a guest on your show as much as I can. I appreciate the opportunity and the equipment, of course, once again. And yes, it's always a pleasure.
Wow, Jack, man, this could be historic. Some people might say this is a massive hoax. Some people might say this is possibly a holographic projection, new technology that might be being displayed over your farm. You're next to an air base or some kind of military base.
Well,
maybe that's what it is.
I suppose that could be possible. I have never seen a holograph projection myself in real life, so I really don't know. I don't have a reference to compare it to. I wouldn't rule it out, but as far as I was concerned, it looked very real to me.
Wow, you know, that's what I gotta say right now is it does look real to us as well, but we're just putting it out there. You're submitting footage. We at Third Phase of Moon, we look at the footage and we gotta say this looks quite incredible. What do you gotta say to people that might say that this is a hoax and you're a fraud, Jack?
Well, people can think what they want to think. I was there and I saw it with my own eyes, and I captured this footage for the world to see. I'll let you folks out there be the judge. But to be honest with you, I don't have an explanation for it at this time beyond that it is very incredible and very intriguing. And as far as I believe it to be a real object in the sky. Now, the size of that thing is very perplexing, and I look forward to hearing any explanations that there might be out there on this.
Absolutely, Jack. And you've had some encounters with some, good guys, bad guys from the extraterrestrial realm. Do you think these guys were friendly, this massive flying saucer over your ranch? Did you feel intimidated?
I didn't really feel threatened at the time. More of an amusement and an awe, feeling of awe that came over me. And so, if I had to guess, I would say there was nothing negative about the experience at all. It was quite pleasant, more of just an intrigue and a feeling of absolute awe.
Wow, absolutely. We are in awe right here at Third Phase Moon. I'm sure the world is once they get a look at this video. Thanks, Jack, for keeping in touch. And I'm glad you got the equipment. Wow, man, you got to keep this up. Keep this up. Be safe and stay healthy, because this right now, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, Jack, but I really think this is something that, man, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. If you could, Jack, go to your local media. Share this. Go public, because, man, you got to get out and tell everybody and invite the public, because you need help, Jack. This is something important.
Well, that's why I share with you folks, because I believe that is the best way to get this thing out as fast as it can get out there. There's a lot of people watching your show and commenting on everything that's going on out there. And so I really don't know of another venue that could expose these events in a better way.
All right, yeah, we're going to get it out to the world, and we'll do the best we can. But I still think you should contact your local newspaper, Jack, because that would be good. But I understand that, yeah, we do have a big audience here, and we want everybody to share this. Share it with your friends, because something's going down over at Jack's ranch. It's really important you get this out. Jack, again, thanks for joining us. Have that camera ready.
Yes, sir, I will. And thank you folks once again for having me on the show.
Wow, Jack. Stay safe. Keep in touch. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Stay tuned. More updates. Third Phase of Moon, Blake Cousins. We'll see you again next time.